All right. Season 6, Episode 1, Game of Thrones. Let's start off from the top. Let's start off with the north, then we're going to go south, then we're going to go east, and then we're going to come back to the ending of the episode, which is back again at the wall. Starting at the wall, Jon Snow's dead. Ghost alerts several people, including, Seaworth, Davos Seaworth. Him and several others. Ghost alerts them to the fact that he's dead. They come out, they see he's dead, they take his body into his chambers. Melisandre sees, and there's a thing with all the people who killed him being like, yo, we killed him, but we did it for the good of everyone. And then they go to get Jon Snow's body, probably to burn it, because, you need to burn the bodies. And we do see a thing where one of them is like, Davos is like, we're not the only ones who, owe Jon Snow something. And so I'm thinking that the guy who left is going to get the wildlings to help. That's what I thought anyways. Next, a little bit further south at Winterfell, that woman whose name I forgot was dead. Ramsay, I really thought it was funny. Ramsay just like, after this big funeral speech, he's just like, yeah, just feed her to the hounds. She's good meat. I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's Ramsay. He's a sick person, but that's him, and I thought that was kind of funny. Then, of course, we go to what I assume is maybe the Wolf's Wood, I don't know, where Sansa and Theon are running from the hounds. I'm assuming Brienne got word of the hounds running after them and ran after the soldiers with the hounds. And eventually the soldiers catch up, and right after, Brienne catches up. And in a really nice moment, Theon actually saves... Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting names all over today. The squire. You know what? I'm not going to sit here trying to remember it. But saves him by picking up one of the dead guy's swords and stabbing it through the last dude who's about to kill him. So that was really awesome. Sansa accepts Brienne's service finally. That took long enough. She really... Honestly, Sansa is one of those characters where up until the end of Season 5, I wanted to punch her in the face. Even in Season 5 when she got raped, I still didn't really care that much about her, even though I'm like, oh, that sucks. I still didn't care much about her because she's not the kind of character that I personally have any sort of connection with at all. Especially when, the next episode, she's like, oh, if I could do what Ramsay did to you, I'd do it, and even more. I'm like, okay, I hate you, 3 times as much as I did the other day. But at the end of Season 5, I kind of liked her a little bit more, and this first episode I'm liking her even more because she is starting to grow up a little bit from how she used to be. She has been growing up over time, but she still kind of had that core element, I guess, that I really don't like about her. That Peter Baelish, I think, brought a lot out in her when, he was there. But, she accepted Brienne. I'm like, oh, finally, so yay. I'm hoping that Brienne and Sansa go south, and that they end up going through the Twins, because I did see in the preview that they had a brief image of Walder Frey at some sort of feast, and I'm hoping there's a reverse red wedding. Everyone's hoping that. I'm really hoping that, because that would be really great. Going a little further south to King's Landing, we have Cersei and Jaime. They bring Marcella's body. Everybody's sad. The quote from the trailer, basically, we're going to take everything they've taken from us and more. Really emotional scene with those two. Then we cut to a little further south in Dorne. Well, basically as far south as you can go. We go to Dorne, and in Dorne, basically what's going on is... And I did hear that some images were leaked about this, and it makes me sad that they were true. The Sand Snakes kill not only the King of Dorne, but also the Prince of Dorne. And I'm just really sad because they seemed like great characters and they could have done so much with them, but they're already dead. They were only there for a couple episodes and they're dead. That's sad. They really could have gotten so much more out of those characters, but uh, I don't know. That just makes me kind of sad. Then, yeah, I think that's all that happens there. Going to the east now, over in Meereen, Tyrion and Varys are walking through the city. They have a little bit of banter about the way Tyrion walks. They go around and look at all the different things that are happening. Somebody, we don't know who yet, burned all of the boats in Meereen. I'm guessing that one of the enemies, probably Son of the Harpy, something like that. One of the enemies of Daenerys decided that, burn the fleet because she was gonna use the fleet, so I guess, she was connected to it in some way. I don't know the logic behind it, but I'm thinking it was probably a Son of the Harpy that did that. Then going a little further north from Meereen, we have Ser Jorah Mormont and what's his face, whose name I haven't remembered ever since he appeared on screen. I'm sorry, I just can't remember that guy's name for the life of me, even when it's said on screen. But those two, they're searching. They see the big circle of grass, I guess that was caused by the Khalasar Dothraki horde that was, circling Daenerys at the end of last season. Mormont looks down and notices the ring that was dropped by Daenerys, so he's like, "Yep, they got her." Going a little further north into the Dothraki Sea proper, we have the oh shoot, I forget his name. He's a Khal. I think he might have actually been one of the people acquainted with Khal Drogo. I'm not sure, but there's a bit of funny banter on the way there, where the two Dothraki who have her tied up are doing some really funny banter. That it just sounds like something dudes would, like stereotypical dudes would talk about, and it's really funny. I don't remember all of it, but it was really funny. Then they get there. Apparently, Dany is about to be, you know, possibly raped by the Khal and some of his men, until she mentions that she was the wife of Khal Drogo and she was the one who burned Khal Drogo's body. And they're like, "Oh, well, that's against our laws. So take my word, nobody is allowed to touch you." And she's like, "Okay, take me back to Meereen." And the guy's like, "No, you have to go to this Khal place to live out your life with all the rest of the widows." And I'm like, "God darn it, more complications, of course." So they're gonna probably take her over in that direction. Going, I don't remember where Bravos is. I think it's to the west-ish of the Dothraki Sea, but I might be wrong. Yeah, I think it's west of the. Yeah, it's west of the Dothraki Sea. Going west of the Dothraki Sea, we have Bravos. Arya's still blind. She's begging for money, I guess, and she doesn't really get that much. Then I don't really want to refer to the girl as a character, the mean girl that beats her up a lot. Um, she I don't want to call her a character because the faceless men, like, they're not even people anymore. They're more like blank slates that can magically change their face and their personality. Uh, I don't even know how to describe them. They're so bizarre the more that I learn about them, but I guess the face character, if that makes any sense, of that mean girl, um, comes, beats her up, basically tells her to get good, and leaves. That was bizarre. And we kind of leave Arya at that point and go over north again and to the west, back to the Wall, back to where we started the episode. Um, what is his stupid name? The stupid mean guy who everyone wants to punch in the face up at the Wall. and he's the guy who stabbed Jon Snow first. I don't remember his name. He's kind of a douchebag, but basically, that's he comes, he knocks on the door, he's like, oh, we'll pardon all of you and we'll send Davos south with food and everything. And Davos is like, okay, we'll consider your terms, go away for a bit and we'll talk. And they talk. And meanwhile, Melisandre, I had heard that a picture of this was leaked, but it might be fake. It's apparently not fake. So apparently, the necklace that she wears in some way makes her young. Or maybe she deactivated the necklace and took it off. I don't know exactly how that works, because she's had it off before in previous seasons. I think she just deactivated its magic when took it off. So she took off the necklace, and apparently she's like 200 years old or something. Which I understand. I'm pretty sure that she's supposed to be secretly that old in the books too. But I don't really know. It's a little weird. I was kind of hoping they wouldn't do this, because it's just kind of a weird reveal. It's a really, really weird reveal to end off on. Like, I don't know. If I were them, I know they were going, like, literally, like, counterclockwise around the world back to where they started, but I think it would have been a lot better to have the Cersei and Dorne arc at the end after this reveal, so that you had the reveal of all the Dornish characters getting killed at the end. And that would have been a much better ending, I think. But you know what? Maybe that's just me. And I thought it was kind of weird that the episode literally went, from the Wall all the way south, then, over east to Meereen. Then it went all the way, pretty much as north as you can get in Essos without getting to the top of Essos, which is the Dothraki Sea. Then it went over, kind of westish to Braavos, and then northwestish, I guess, to, the Wall again. It was an, counterclockwise sort of thing. Sorry, I clicked a pen. I thought it was kind of weird that it did that, but and I'm hoping not all the episodes do that, because then it might fall into a formula and we'll know what to expect, which I really don't want, because Game of Thrones is one of those shows where you just can't expect things. You really can't. So I hope it doesn't go that way. But yeah, I think that's about all that happened. I really liked the episode, actually, and I really liked a lot of the stuff they did, because I know that they're, number one, going off book, number two, going back and doing some book stuff they missed, and number three, doing a little bit of book stuff from book 6, but mostly stuff that isn't going to completely spoil book 6 when it comes out, because I know George is working with them on it. I know that they're using some stuff from the sample chapters, probably. They're probably using a lot of minor stuff. They're probably not using a whole lot. But, if there are some similar things that happen this season and in the book that's going to come out probably this year or next year, then don't be surprised. Then, of course, let's see, Arya. I was a little disappointed with Arya's part. I was disappointed with most of the parts, actually, because with the last few episodes of Season 5, we got really huge sections, like 20, 30-minute sections that specifically focused, like, on Hardhome or on the fighting pits at Meereen with the dragon that happened and all that. Like, we had huge sections that focused on one part of the world. And with this one, it was like boom, 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 like 10-minute sections. Sometimes not even 10 minutes, sometimes 5-minute sections on these parts of the world. We had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections over the course of like 50 minutes, which is like 5 minutes on average per section, which is really kind of disappointing, actually. It really felt like it was rushed. Maybe it's because all the points of view are being split up so much right now, or maybe it's because they were trying to focus on everything at once in the first episode and, get every cliffhanger in the first episode before they go on to next episode. I don't know. I just hope that not every episode is like this, because it really felt rushed because of how short of a time they were spending on everything. It was just boom, 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 boom. And it just, you know, I hope that it's not that way the whole way through the season. But so far, I really liked it. It was a really good season. Or really, yeah, it was a really good season. Episode 1, it's over. Really good episode. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I had a bit of trouble with HBO Go. Is it HBO? No, HBO Now at first because my phone was telling me that I wasn't in the US, which is weird because I'm in the US, and I don't have a way to reset my network settings, so there's no way I can fix that. I'm like, well, crap, how do I watch it? So I opened up my laptop, and luckily they do allow you to watch it on laptop. I didn't know if they did or not because the way I did it, it automatically sent me to a page that's like, here's all our providers, you know, Amazon and, you know, iTunes, or not iTunes, Apple and, you know, Android. And I'm like, do they offer it on laptop? Do they like do it on their site, or is it just through apps? And I was worried, but yeah, they do it on their site. So that was a little confusing at first. Maybe there was something somewhere that said that, but it wasn't, you know, right in front of me. So I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. That was awesome. Season 6, Episode 1, Game of Thrones.